Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat. Forse è meglio se lo prendo senza asta. Sì, è più comodo senza asta.
Gliela porto via?
Sì. Ladies and gentlemen, Madame et Messieurs, signori e signore, please take your seat. We're gonna start in a couple of minutes. So good morning, everyone, and good morning also to those people who are following us in live streaming. And to start with, Happy World Oceans Day. What a better way to celebrate World Oceans Day here with you today, after a day yesterday that was full of ideas sharing, full of emotions, full of love for the ocean and for, I think, for each other. I think it's important that we remind ourselves that if we want to care for the ocean, we also need to care for each other. And so to start with, I would like to ask a video to be put on.
Ocean literacy means reconnecting humans with the ocean for a more equitable future. We unite with knowledge holders worldwide to foster deep emotional connections with the ocean, empowering individuals and communities to act for ocean regeneration. As a pioneering intergovernmental organization, we champion collaboration and innovation among a vibrant and inclusive ocean community.
We continue to support Sea Beyond project.
New initiatives for a better future. We do this by developing ocean literacy projects with teachers and educators, with scientists and young researchers.
20 experts from across the globe to represent IOC member states.
To make this movement bigger and better.
With local communities and a wide range of partners to inspire connection and action. By sharing stories.
It's one of the reasons why we have the UN Decade of Ocean Science.
By providing training and capacity building.
It's really opened my eyes to more international experiences.
To bring more awareness to it, to just keep doing it and keep doing it better.
By engaging people of all ages, we empower new stewards of the ocean.
I've had the privileged opportunity of co-hosting the Ocean Literacy Dialogues.
To advocate for policy change, to promote blue education.
They become the protagonists, they become scientists.
And to achieve a more equitable economy.
Un océan.
Un oceano.
Un océano.
Every drop in the ocean counts. Join us, and together we can ensure a thriving ocean for generations to come.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This is the result of the work of amazing people. My team, first of all, that I would like to thank. Each of them. Please, please stand up. They are amazing people. They really did all they could to make this event a success. I'm really proud of them. They are amazing human beings, and if the ocean has people like them, we are going to have a wonderful ocean in the future. So, people watching us live stream, we have also Slido today. If you want to send us your comments, your ideas, your contributions, please use Slido, slido.com, and use the hashtag OLWC, so Ocean Literacy World Conference. So do not hesitate to share your ideas on ocean literacy, the future of ocean literacy, the Venice Declaration that we're going to endorse today. And we will take care of and include every comment, because this is really important for us. As I said yesterday, the Venice Declaration is not a UNESCO Venice Declaration, is the community Venice Declaration. And I'm also willing to say that what we are going to endorse today is not going to be the end, but just the beginning, as we said yesterday. The Venice Declaration will travel from this wonderful city throughout the world to arrive to Nice next year. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed that Venice contains Nice. So from Venice to Nice, we're gonna have this declaration travel, be enriched, be localized, be socialized. We want people to really embrace it. We want people to enrich it. We want people to really feel that this is their occasion, opportunity to tell to governments, to policymakers, to all stakeholders, interested parties, what this ocean literacy community wants for the future of ocean literacy. And as we were saying, this is really, ocean literacy is really the way to get successful in facing the ocean challenges and issues that we have to face, and we are going to face also in the future, is really the enabling factor for the success of the ocean decade of the Sustainable Development Goals. So I would like to call on stage Enrico Vicenti, who is the Secretary General of the Italian National Commission for UNESCO, who has been a great supporter of ocean literacy. Enrico, please.
Good morning, everybody. I'm very happy to be with you today, sharing a few hours with community-based engagement for us that come from the institutional part of the work. It's very energizing and it's very useful, because in the end, what as National Commission we try to do is to make concrete and real the decisions that are taken at governmental level in the framework of UNESCO. I don't know how many of you are aware of the fact that the UNESCO Constitution that was approved in November 1945 previewed, take into consideration the possibility for the member states to create national commission. And national commission are supposed to promote the activities, the designations, the priorities of UNESCO on national ground, on local ground. And so what we basically try to do is to make concrete, as I said before, the decision taken at political level. And for us, this Ocean Decade was a great occasion to get engaged And so we started the collaboration with the UNESCO office in Venice. We have been working together for many years on several grounds, from cultural heritage to natural heritage. So for us, it was very natural to keep the collaboration also on the Ocean Decade. And with Francesca, we were thinking, what can we do? And basically, we decided that one major thing that we should do in Italy was to translate some kind of material. I remember the Ocean Literacy Toolkit, but then also the digital interactive platform that then we published on our website. And of course, we disseminated in the Italian schools. First of all, in the network of the UNESCO school associated to UNESCO, but also within the University of the Italian network of UNESCO chairs. And we also managed to have a presentation in Rome in a window of opportunity that we managed to have in September 2020, I think, when it was COVID time. So it was really a narrow opportunity that we have between one lockdown and the other. And now what we were thinking of is that we thought that it would be nice to keep on working on the translation of this document, focusing on the south side of the Mediterranean Sea. And so we were thinking of having an Arabic translation of documents that we should try to figure out which are the most appropriate one, because in the end it's very important to spread the work that you are doing, and so this is the direction we would like to take. What I really like to see is this Venice Declaration is considered a living document. I think this is very important, because in the end we have many declarations, but we never know what is the end of these declarations. But the fact to keep the document live, it means that this is a work in progress, and so there will be no end to this. And so I think this is a very good way to keep on going. So my last comment and suggestion is, when you go back to your own country, try to get in touch with your national commission. We would like to have more of them involved in this exercise, because as many opportunity we can have, I think it's the best way to spread and engagement all over the world, because in fact, I mean, as I said before, there is no limit to what we need to do to have a better ocean. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Enrico. And I was informed that Madame Massot, who is the counselor and advisor for ocean protection and marine protected area, arrived really late yesterday, so she's coming through a taxi. So, of course, as soon as she will be here, we will let her speak. But in the meantime, I think we can get again our sleeve up and start looking again at the Venice Declaration. I think Cristina is here.
I decided to develop resilience this morning. I do not have a good sense of direction. So all I can say is that I got a really good workout. So hopefully I didn't have anyone wait. No, I think there's been delays.
No, it's okay.
So anyway, I look a bit flushed, but you know, it's... Okay, so this is a really exciting moment.
Yes, it is.
It really is.
It is.
And yesterday was such a beautiful participated day. So we realized that we had actually shared the points, but not the introduction. So that's why we kept on thinking, well, those words were there, but they were in the part that we did not share. So should we share it now, Francesca?
Yes.
Okay, I think you should start.
Okay, so I'm getting a bit emotional here.
So wait, should we be projecting this?
This
No?
is not.
Yes?
No, the points.
Okay,
Only
the point
points.
is to take it in, listen, and then we'll share. Okay.
Okay. Whew. Preamble. We, the delegates convened in Venice for the Ocean Literacy World Conference, extend our heartfelt appreciation to the Italian government and the Municipality of Venice for hosting us in this exceptional setting, a city whose profound relationship with the sea has shaped its very essence. The history, identity, and destiny of Venice, like many coastal cities and regions around the world, reflect the interdependent nature of our relationship with the ocean.
Introduction. The ocean is the lifeblood of our planet, producing more than half of the oxygen on planet Earth, regulating our weather and climate, and underpinning the water cycle which makes life on land possible. The ocean provides sustenance. It is a space for fun and recreation and supports our mental and physical health. The ocean's well-being is inseparable from our own. As our understanding of marine ecosystems improve, so too does our awareness of the impact that our behavior has on ocean's health. This interconnectedness underscores the critical role of ocean literacy in shaping a sustainable future and for a success of the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development.
Ocean literacy is more than understanding ocean science. It means recognizing the far-reaching consequences of our actions. By cultivating a global culture of ocean stewardship, we can facilitate a future where we thrive in harmony with the ocean. It is our collective will and responsibility to foster a more just and sustainable relationship with our vital global commons. All life on Earth depends on it. We need an ocean-literate society that advocates for policies that respects the ocean's inherent right to exist, flourish, and regenerate.
The ocean literacy movement has undergone a remarkable evolution. From its beginnings as a school-based initiative to teach ocean science, it has blossomed into a vibrant global community that recognizes the importance, the ocean's vital importance to our future. This diverse network spanning cultures, generations, and geographies shares a passion for the ocean and a commitment to respect it. In a promising shift, the movement is increasingly embracing the wisdom of indigenous and local communities and acknowledging the critical role of an ocean-literate society.
Through common purpose and close collaboration, this community is working tirelessly to restore humanity's relationship with the ocean. These efforts align with the goals of the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development and will be instrumental in building a sustainable ocean economy that ensures environmental well-being and human prosperities for generations to come.
Goals. The declaration is designed to catalyze a new wave of action to establish ocean literacy in the spheres of education, science, policy, economics, and culture. By restoring and expanding humanity's understanding of the ocean, ocean literacy will empower communities to respect the marine environment and preserve ocean cultures around the world. Ultimately, it can become the foundation for all sustainable development, or should we say it will become the foundation for all sustainable development.
Should I say future vision?
Okay, and actions. Okay, this is your voice, Francesca. The urging comes from Francesca.
We urge the governments of France and Costa Rica as co-host of the upcoming 2025 United Nations Ocean Conference in Nice, UNOC 2025, as well as all UN member states and all stakeholders and interested parties to place ocean literacy at the forefront of the conference agenda. We commit to enact the actions outlined below in all our programs, and we appeal to forge robust partnerships with local and indigenous communities, educational and scientific institutions, businesses, and the broader public. In the year leading up to UNOC 2025, we demand the following policies and strategies be implemented without leaving anyone behind.
And now, if the 10 people who have adopted, so to say, the 10 points, come and join us here. And I guess, well, let's proceed in the chronological order. We, again, repeat, it's not an order, it's just a matter of convenience. And kindly just say your name and who you're affiliated with, and inject all your heart and intention and joy into the goal. Thank you.
So we can be in order. Which one are you? Okay, I will be before you. So we can...
Are we supposed to present ourselves first? Hello.
Yes, just your name and your association.
My name is Bernardo Leal. I work at Oceanographic, the research group of the University of the Azores. Okay. Make policy, urban and coastal planning more participatory by motivating governments and all stakeholders through ocean literacy programs.
Wait, sorry. Could you do it just for the sake? Yeah, come
okay.
up. Exactly.
Okay. Okay, let's go back then.
Okay. 3,
Is
2,
this good?
1. Yep, go.
Make
Sorry.
policy, urban...
No, start from the beginning so we get a good shot.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Bernardo Leal from Oceanographic. Make policy, urban and coastal planning more participatory by motivating governments and all stakeholders through ocean literacy programs for municipalities, engineers, architects, local businesses, and residents to educate them on ocean governance, ocean law, ocean health, pollution, plastic, and other forms of pollution, and ocean climate nexus. Improving ocean literacy in urban and coastal areas and fostering collaboration among key actors enables citizens and policymakers to create balanced, forward-looking policies together.
Thank you so much. I'm Arianna Liconti. I'm representing OutB and Oceanovox. Launch transdisciplinary programs to better understand and inform our behavior. Merge natural, social, and behavioral sciences with humanities, spirituality, and ocean-centric design in joint projects and studies. This approach values traditions, but also evaluates them according to recent scientific findings. By fostering collaboration with non-academic stakeholders, indigenous people, coastal and local communities, we developed opportunities such as citizen science and nature-based solutions centered around knowledge, ethics, and experience.
Evi Kopians from MC, representing EU for Ocean network of European Blue Schools. So, develop a solid and adaptable ocean literacy framework for formal and non-formal educational systems for all stakeholders, from students to educators and policymakers. The challenges we face, climate change, systemic crisis, resource depletion, demand for a transdisciplinary, holistic, experiential, skill-based approach, not only in the classrooms, but also outdoors in nature and by the water. In parallel, we need to raise awareness about the ocean's demands and opportunities and ask governments and educators to expand the Blue School network and support partnerships between countries. An integrated ocean literacy educational framework should ensure the protection of human and ocean rights and restore value to local and traditional knowledge systems, as well as to intangible heritage practices.
My name is Shamim. I'm from Tanzania Ocean Climate Innovation Hub, endorsed by the UN Ocean Decade. Enhance access to funding to expand ocean literacy, sustainable ocean climate and nature-based solutions, social and technological innovation. By favoring public-private initiatives, simplifying application processes, offering mentorships, and ensuring equitable opportunities, we can fully harness human creativity and drive meaningful change in our relationship with the ocean.
Hello everyone, I'm Sofia Larissa representing ECOP Africa. So, make ocean literacy actionable, accessible, equitable, diverse, and inclusive. We urge governments and institutions to adopt a multifaceted approach from physical to digital and multisensory experiences in multiple languages and across different media. Bringing together ocean knowledge and active exchange with life and professional experiences forges emotional bonds and allows for a more actionable engagement.
Hi everyone, I'm Tayane Maciel, Brazilian environmental engineer and actress, UNESCO Green Citizen, and I'm representing Canal Novo Mundo. Raise awareness of the complex, interconnected link between ocean health, biodiversity, human well-being, and climate change. We must confront the impact of short and long-term human behavior as a regenerative force and as a destructive one. We demand for a systemic approach to restore, repair, regenerate, and reconnect our relation with the ocean in all our activities, its sports and recreation, jobs, education, and governance.
Someone for this point.
Are we missing someone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it's 10 of you.
Maybe it's me.
Yes.
Co-create resilience programs through education, funding, and policy. Ocean Literacy in Action is a framework that can empower vulnerable communities to share what they learn from direct experience. Indigenous, coastal, and local communities must be empowered, and we must actively promote diversity, equity, and inclusion in all our efforts.
My name is Vera Noon from Archimare, and on this point I'm representing the Honor Frost Foundation Steering Committee on Underwater Cultural Heritage. So, safeguard and promote the wealth of marine cultural heritage to rebuild identity and belonging, encompassing both tangible and intangible aspects. The preservation of this legacy is essential to respect ocean ecosystems' long-term health. A reimagined approach is required, one that empowers indigenous peoples, coastal and local communities as stewards and recognizes their rights and wisdom. It is imperative that we prioritize community-centered approaches to protect coastal and submerged natural and cultural heritage, ensuring that this rich legacy forms an integral part of a more sustainable ocean future. Thank you.
Hello everyone, Amy Kenworthy with Plymouth Marine Laboratory, the Ocean Acidification Research for Sustainability Programme and ProBlue Programme. Disseminate multisensorial multimedia campaigns and bottom-up initiatives to advocate for the importance of an ocean literate society. Inclusive approaches facilitate engagement with broad and diversified audiences. Trained ocean communicators, artists, information designers, skilled mediators who can incorporate diverse knowledge systems and cultural heritage into ocean narratives.
Hi, my name is Gerrit Zinnermann from Switzerland, and I'm representing Green Digital Finance Alliance. Foster a sustainable ocean literate workforce. We must invest in holistic, transdisciplinary education that bridges the gaps between sciences and humanities, finance and technology. Inform students about job opportunities, legitimize the workforce, and offer lifelong learning. This will build capacity among ocean professionals to shape an equitable, sustainable ocean economy while preserving ocean health.
Future vision.
Thank you. Thank you very much to all. And now I would like to ask one of the ECOPS representative to read. Martina. Martina, please come here.
Empower and trust early career professionals to lead initiatives, foster meaningful intergenerational dialogue, and enhance their involvement in decision-making processes. Empowering and trusting ECOPS to drive change and fostering meaningful intergenerational dialogues are essential steps toward involving them more in the decision-making process. It is crucial to provide equitable salaries and valuable, ethically inspiring mentorship, particularly during the early stages of their careers. Respecting their natural career inclination, recognizing the authorship of their contribution in publications and project development, and creating more spaces for their perspectives and ideas in decision-making positions are all necessary. For ocean literacy to realize its potential in changing humanity's relationship with the ocean, it is vital to address the needs and challenges of ECOPS in this field. We urge the conference delegates to continue developing pathways and support for ECOPS to thrive, paving the way for them to step into roles as the next generation of ocean literacy leaders, experts, facilitators, and co-creators of change.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to all the ambassadors of the Venice Declaration. And now I would like to read the future vision. Thank you. The Venice Declaration is a contribution to a wider global conversation around sustainability and the ocean, advocating for the inclusion of ocean literacy as a central element of UNOC 2025. The declaration is conceived as a living document that will evolve through continuous dialogue among stakeholders everywhere. As such, the declaration belongs to no single individual or institution, but to everyone. It is a common heritage which will be refined and expanded from the grassroots to advocate for ocean literacy worldwide, and ultimately to restore humanity's relationship with the ocean.
So if everyone agrees, let's welcome the Venice Declaration with a big applause and May this joy and enthusiasm accompany its journey into the world. This is really the big, it's a big step for humanity, someone else said that, but it really, and for the oceans, and for our relationship with ecosystems. So thank you to everyone, really, and good work. Buon lavoro. On a practical note, we will integrate the ECOP, the role of ECOP in the last, we call it the last one, but in the last one that was read on equitable jobs. It's really important to acknowledge their role. We will keep 10 points because we think that it's a practical way to move forward, but it will certainly be integrated. Okay, I think... Okay. Yeah, I think, I mean, Francesca, you know who needs to be in the picture.
So, as we said, this declaration will travel, and some of you have seen these wonderful spools, blue spools of Green Island, also around the city. This was an initiative that we did with the local artisan and together with Venezia da Vivere. I don't see them, where are you? I just wanted to thank you for your support. So instead of having, here you have, please, Lorenzo, come here, come here. So Venezia da Vivere is an association that promotes, a company that promotes Venice. Venezia da Vivere, how we can translate this in English?
Well, in our mission, we have that Venice will thrive, even for private. So we sustain artisans, we link them with brands, to mix tradition and innovation. We're convincing all the hotels to collaborate with artisans, you know, and also we have a program of sustainable tourism and other many things.
Great, Venice to thrive. And we decided to launch this initiative. Instead of having a fil rouge, we decided to have a fil bleu. But this fil bleu will continue to travel and bring the Venice Declaration all around the world. So please connect on filbleu.org and join the network and socialize the Venice Declaration as much as you can. Invite everyone to make this Venice Declaration set sail from here to Venice to Nice next year. Thank you.
And I'm going to connect to the fil bleu, but we're going to connect it to our hearts as we did yesterday. Just another brief moment to holistically bring ourselves in this space. So not only our intellectual prowess and knowledge, but also our feeling and our intent, our willpower, our creative energy. So put everything down, uncross the legs, uncross the arms. And connect to your breath. Feel the cool air coming in to your body. Exhale the warm air. Thank the ocean for our breaths. And take a moment to realize how every inspiration, every time we take in air and breathe out, we are connecting with other people. We're sharing atoms of matter. Our breath is one of the biggest connectors between us and the world. And as you breathe, let your energy expand. Feel the big bubble that surrounds you and feel it merging with the people next to you and around you. We are one vibrant community. Feel your heart space expand. Imagine it vast. Luminous. Filled with love and gratitude. And recall a wonderful moment at sea. Engage all your feelings. All your senses. And let that joy expand. Commit to want to preserving that pleasure and that joy. It is so worthwhile. And set the intention of remembering this moment, this feeling, this sense of purpose and collaboration as you move forward, bringing the Venice Declaration and ocean literacy in action in every possible way. Engage your creative energy, your deep, deep love. Allow these feelings to move you deeply enough to want to make the difference. Yes, I can. We can. Yes, I want to. We want to. And with the ocean in your heart, the ocean and all its creatures, its energy, its power, its infinite possibilities, and its vulnerabilities, come back to the room.
So I would like to ask the Venice Declaration ambassadors to come here again with Christina, because we forgot Nicola. Nicola, please come. We need to have a picture with you.
I was scanning the room saying, where is Nicola? Sorry, Nicola, because, oh, she is there. Thank you, Francia, because I said to Paula, where is Nicola? Where is Nicola? Sorry, Nicola. I want to give you a big hug. Oh, forget about that. It's a funny story for afterwards. I'm not sure I want to share with everyone how completely ridiculous I am. All I know is that, all I can say is I was actually early had I gone to the right address. I couldn't see you. Yeah, sure.
We will show a video, yes. So, and to honor the local artisan of Venice who joined our Fil Bleu, please, let's show a video. So yesterday with the counselor, we said, you know, I was not born in Venice, but I came here. I'm not going to tell you how many years ago to study. But he said that I can say that I'm Venetian because I love Venice, and Venice is of those who loves it. So I hope you will start loving Venice as much as I do. So now group picture, all here. Come here. We have a group picture. Oh, everyone.
I think it might be best if we all sit down. Is everyone comfortable with that? Because we're quite a sizable group, and we all want to be in the shot. So take a seat anywhere. Let's pack in. Tutti. Todos sentados. Va bene. I think we might have to come together a bit more. I know. We are a lot of people. That's right. Many voices, many bodies. A bit closer? Più stretti o no?
If possible, yes.
So if possible, can everyone get a bit closer? Yes, that's good. Yeah. Keep going, keep going. Come together. One big humanity. Okay. You're in the picture too. Oh, yes, you are. I'm making you. Anyone else? Anyone else supposed to be in the picture? I mean, I can't boss everyone around, but I'm going to try. Are you not in the picture?
So beautiful, guys.
Coffee break. Ah, good.
ce la facciamo attuale.
Grazie,
però.
grazie, grazie.
In realtà siamo abbastanza in anticipo, non so se possiamo...
Se io ho tempo vado in bagno.
Sì, sì, vai.
Vado.
Ti tengo tutto.
Grazie.
Fai in fretta solo e là,
Da che parte?
da quella porta là a sinistra.
Perfetto, grazie.
Ah, è carino così. Che soggettone, hai visto? Si è fatta la foto ma con le mani nel naso. Veramente? Giuro, ma apposta, non ha...
Sì, sì, sì. No, vabbè, da studiarlo davvero in presenza.
Non ho capito quando si riuscirà ad intervistare, cerchiamo però tra tutti di braccarlo perché Sky TG24 è classe.
La classe è presa?
Sì, tutto tipo.
Quindi dopo tutto dobbiamo incastrare qua, facciamo mettere il pannello.
Secondo
La
me
wall.
ha senso, anche se forse poi è rumoroso perché c'è l'altro panel, quindi dobbiamo trovare un'altra location.
Iniziamo immediatamente?
Sì.
Ok.
Vabbè, ci pensiamo.
Sono giù.
Ok, allora con chi?
Giù, prima della porta per la sala delle colonne. Ci sono i wall con i posti 50x70.
Anche, che io avevo previsto prima perché così almeno potevamo farlo là, infatti l'avevo anche detto a Mauke, no? Che l'avremmo fatto là. Però. Ma non possiamo fare una cosa?
Bonjour, j'adore ton carré, il est incroyable.
Ah, il te plaît?
Magnifique, les couleurs sont
ce l'abbiamo
folles.
così. Adesso voglio provare a chiedere...
Et vraiment, t'inquiète pas pour moi, j'ai tout ce qu'il faut, j'ai écrit déjà le reportage, j'ai interviewé Titouan,
Ah, ok.
et là je vais interviewer Francesca sur le documentaire d'hier et j'aurai tout ce qu'il me faut.
Ah, c'est super.
Vraiment, t'inquiète.
Si tu as besoin,
Oui.
moi je suis
Voilà.
ici. Comme tu
Mais
vois,
là,
je cours un petit peu, mais je suis ici.
Il me manque juste Francesca et j'aurai toute la construction de ma story.
Mais tu veux parler avec elle maintenant ou...
Bah, si elle a le temps, mais après c'est rapide, hein, mais si
Ouais,
elle a
ouais,
le temps.
viens. Fra, puoi fare due battute con Guillaume? Marta, una cosa, in realtà siamo un po' in anticipo sui tempi, abbiamo un quarto d'ora. Vogliamo fare due battute con Sarka adesso?
Lei ha detto però che alle 1:15 cominciamo. Quindi non so se aveva pensato dobbiamo farlo. Ma noi cominciamo alle 1:15 o alle 1:30? Ah,
Quindi possiamo fare un attimo di interviste anche con Stark,
Sì,
così
sì,
ce le
sì.
togliamo che poi
Sì,
magari lui
sì,
dopo
abbiamo
va
un
via.
quarto d'ora
Allora io
sempre.
chiamo la Puglisi è già là, la spostiamo solo e Class anche. Ok, non posso. Ci siamo con le interviste se volete, Stark.
No, aspetta, fermati.
Abbiamo pensato di approfittare del fatto che fossi già qua. Pronta?
Ma devo stare qua a prepararmi l'intervista o posso aiutarli giù con la Venice Declaration?
No, ci sono io, tranquilla. Sì,
Nel
sì,
senso,
sì.
no, non è che, cioè, magari glielo dico, giusto
Sì, certo.
Stai rimbambendo con le domande?
L'unica richiesta che ha fatto è di non riprenderlo in due, cioè una TV in un punto e una TV in un'altra per avere diverse angolature.
Dove sono?
Differenziamoci.
Togliete voi, io mi adatto.
Vogliamo anche Veil? O no?
In piedi qua?
Lo chiamiamo.
Lo possiamo fare anche con Veil, che è il fondatore di Bibliothèque Sans Frontières, no?
Io una sola persona.
Ah, Marta e la Chiara ha una sola persona come indicazione.
Vabbè, la facciamo fare...
Me l'ha detto adesso.
No,
Facciamo a vuoto, non possiamo fare a vuoto. Simuliamo e poi non vai no, e basta.
Sì, il problema a finire.
No,
Non riesco,
Non
ragazzi,
riesci.
abbiate pazienza, no? Cioè proprio non...
A classe lo facciamo fare. Dai, a classe facciamo fare lei. Lana, tu puoi fare due battute con lei, anche che è il fondatore di biblioteche.
Cioè, come dire, allora, in teoria no, quindi faccio fatica a dirti di sì e poi magari non riusciamo a inserirlo perché considera che nel servizio abbiamo 4 voci così.
Magari tutti sì.
Chiamo.
Ok,
Ok. Senti, ma secondo me Stack può sedersi qui così abbiamo lo sfondo anche della
Sì,
box.
magari meglio qua che hai anche su
Anche se biondo,
Sì.
va bene, sì. Insomma, va bene.
Grazie.
Adesso iniziamo alle 11:30. Adesso facciamo.
Ok, poggio qua intanto.
Is the partner included in the ideas box? The partner. Is it included? Everything. Mi hanno detto che inizi tu.
No, ma dico solo tipo take your seat.
Come vuoi, davvero? Va
Sì,
bene?
faccio io?
Come vuoi? A me hanno detto fai iniziare Francesca.
Ok.
E quindi siamo qua.
Fai iniziare Francesca.
Questo è
Fai iniziare
Francesca. E quindi, prego, io
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat. Take your seat, please. They're having a lot of fun with the photo booth. Please, ladies and gentlemen in the back, please take your seat. So, just a few words to remind you that the next stop for the Venice Declaration is going to be New York on the 2nd of July, where UN member states will gather to decide about the agenda of the UN Ocean Conference next year. So please contact your countries' delegations in New York so they can support the Venice Declaration. And now, for this second part of our conference, I'm really pleased to give the floor to Antonio Di Noto, who will moderate this panel.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Francesca. First of all, I'd like to remind you that you can ask your questions by taking a picture of the QR code just behind us. And you'll notice that the space we're in today has changed, and it has changed since yesterday because this is a fully functional multimedia library. That is the See Beyond Ideas box that was born from the collaboration between Prada Group and the Bibliothèque Sans Frontières. And we have two very special people today to talk about this. Okay. So we have Philippe Stark, do you prefer to be standing?
I think in front of these beautiful people, we have to stand in their honor. We cannot sit.
Okay. So change the plans. So, Philippe Stark, on my right, he's inventor, creator, architect, one of the most iconic designers of our times, and he imagined the Ideas Box 10 years ago. And to my left, Patrick Vale, chairman of Bibliothèque Sans Frontières, historian, visiting professor at Yale Law School, and senior research fellow at the French National Center for Scientific Research. So, the Ideas Box was born 10 years ago. And today we're seeing a new version of it. It's a very special concept because what we're seeing now can be collapsed into a very small space and can easily travel. So it gives access to culture to people that might not have it in other contexts. And that is what makes it special. So the first question I have is for Patrick. Patrick, you founded Bibliothèque Sans Frontières in 2007. What was your ambition with this initiative?
Thank you very much. And thank you to Philippe to join me for this presentation of his creation that we have built together. And I will tell the story of how it came. So I created the Bibliothèque Sans Frontières, Libraries Without Borders, in 2007. Originally, it was to change book donation, especially in France. At that time we created it, we were sometimes sending books to Africa, to French-speaking countries, like sending garbage cans. All the books we didn't want, they were sent to people who didn't want them. And they were feeling humiliated by this approach of donation. So we decided to create an organization as to permit to access books the way we choose our books, in a bookshop or in a library. So now we have a warehouse with 1,500,000 books, an intranet, and our partner in Africa, in Haiti, everywhere in the world where they want books, especially French books, can choose the books. And if we don't have the books they want, we buy the books. So that is a change which occurred in Haiti, and our partner felt this respect we were trying to create. And when the earthquake occurred in Haiti in 2010, and many libraries were destroyed, they called us to go. And Jeremy, who is the general director of Bibliothèques Sans Frontières, went with a team, and we had a lot of proposals to help. But one thing we discovered is that there were 300,000 deaths, 300,000 wounded, more than over 2 million refugees. And you had the UN support for the physical safety of human beings. UN financed, UNHCR financed the food, the doctor, the shelter, but what about our mind, the brain, the teaching? There was no funding for that. So with UNICEF, we created a small suitcase of books that we created, and then we said, that's terrible, because in a refugee camp, people spend 20 years, that's the middle time of people in refugee camps, without having access to a book or to internet.
20 years.
That's the median time in a refugee camp. Can you imagine? So we created a call for action that was signed by 9 Nobel Prize of Literature, many Pulitzer Prize, writers all over the world. We were able to break all the barrier of their agent, etc. But then we say, we cannot just sign appeal, we need to act. And somebody in our board said, let's contact Philippe Starck. And I was telling him, I was in London working on my research. In the Switzerland, I see a number on my phone. I didn't know this, who is calling me? And it was Philippe. He said, sorry, I was late in responding to you. I am with you. I will do it pro bono. And we worked with him to create the Ideas Box. So thanks again, Philippe.
So how did you have the idea to create all of this, Philippe?
First, or he have a problem of memory, or he lie, or he dream. I have never created, sadly, I am ashamed. I am just a guy who have made exactly what he want. The creator is him. And we have really to applaud this guy, because the vision, the energy, this project is very emotional for me, because when I am not a believer, but I believe that when we born, we sign a contract with our animal species, our civilization, our society, our village, our family, our friends, and finally with yourself. You can make what you want with this contract, but me, I decide to serve my community. My problem is I don't know how to serve my community. I know only design. When I design a beautiful toothbrush or a beautiful toilet brush, I'm very happy to help you to have clean teeth and clean toilets. But it's not the level of help I want, I dream. That's why when he called, for me it was perhaps the first, only opportunity I have to really serve, to be useful. That's why I thank you forever. That is the beginning of the story, the essence of the story between us.
So, thank you. Patrick, how has the Ideas Box changed the way that you work now?
It changed completely the scope and the scale of our action. First of all, and so you mentioned it, we deployed the first one in a refugee camp in Burundi, and we didn't know if it would be working. After all, we designed, we created together, and what happened is that immediately the kids were absolutely, they were like baby bears to whom you offer honey. They could not live for hours. They were there with the books, with the tablet, with everything. So what does it mean? It means if the kids are so busy and in a safe place, their mom can be free for a few hours for their own business. And that is something very important. The Ideas Box makes the kids busy with education tools, etc., and it frees the person in charge of the kids, who is often the woman, the mother. So it frees the women and permits them to also connect, so that has create business, create everything, I mean, being innovative. So that is extremely important. The second dimension of it is that it is an extraordinary tool that you can transport, you can open in 20 minutes. You don't need to say, oh, I need to bring chairs or a table. Everything is in the box. The energy is there, the connection to internet, everything is there.
Carpet included.
What?
Carpet included.
The carpet, not this one, but the carpet is included too. That is, yeah. So it is easy to open, easy to close, and it can be going along a housing facility, along a lake, a mountain, forest, everywhere. And we have had, until now, we have now 178 projects all over the world. Last but not least, because there is technology, there is a server that you can, we are on the top of action to serve the people who cannot get access to knowledge with books, but now with very innovative technology, like the one needed. For example, half of the population of the world has no access to Wi-Fi, to internet. How can they access to knowledge? So we created SD cards on which you can have thousands of books, of movies, etc., or video. And it started with the Ideas Box, with the server of the Ideas Box. The Ideas Box led us to be more and more innovative in our mission, so to expand the mission, and it's continued to play that major role.
Thank you.
Before I want to come back to the center of the subject, and not on the outside of the project. Why this project convinced me? I shall ask you to make exactly the same thing what I tell you. Imagine now, you are a child, or even an adult. Your parents are dead. Your brothers are dead. Your house is burnt. You have no more water, no more nothing. It's a desert. It's black. And theoretically, you have only one thing to do, to die also, because you have really nothing. When you have nothing like that, the only way it's in your side, inside your brain. You have to go to, you need to be able to dream how escape, how have a new life, how everything. You have to build everything. And the only way to do it for these people, it's this book. That means their house was perhaps in brick. All the bricks are burnt, explode everywhere. And when this book arrives from the sky, it's like brick. And with every book, they will take it like a brick in their brain and build their new house. And it works. That's the beauty of this project. It's very simple. That's a brick to create a new life. And you know, if you that's why that's the real middle of the subject. And also there is something which is very interesting, is if you see human creation, human production since ever. You see clearly we are genius, incredible genius. We invent things incredible. But we are very childish also. Because when we create something very good, at the same time we create something very bad. If you take the atom is incredible invention. If 50 years ago or more, if we have decided in the two options, the fusion, we add energy, free energy, clean energy forever. And we don't take the fusion. We take the fission. Why we take the fission? Because with the fission, it was possible to make a bomb. That is very fun. That's why, since ever, I search to work on a project which is a good. Nothing bad. And this project is a good project. It's very, very, very rare. There is nothing bad in that. Incredible. Just to say that. I'm sorry, you had a question, I'm sorry.
But it's okay, it's very interesting what you said, and so
I hope
we can maybe say we can maybe say that you were designing a way to let people dream.
Yes, no, me, I just make a bookshelf, that's all. And it's what there is inside. You know, a lot of people said, oh, I don't sleep well, it's a problem, I'm exhausted, and things like that. And what do you do before you sleep? By look at the American series. I said, but don't complain. Before sleeping, you have to build your dreams. And to build your dreams, you have to read. And more you will rise the quality of what you read, more you will rise the quality of your dream, and the day after, more you rise the quality of what you think. That's why all that, it's a factory. It's a factory to build intelligence, to build dream, to build love, to build everything.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
So Patrick, I want to ask you, it's been 10 years since the first deployment of the Ideas Box. What impact have you all achieved with this incredible tool?
So I would like to mention different, you see on the map all the places where we had projects. I mentioned the refugee camps. I would like to give you 3 other examples of Ideas Box. We had one in the United States, in the Bronx. We started in the Bronx, in a park. So it was working, but the US director said, maybe we could have a better idea. He brought the Ideas Box along the laundromat. And in the United States, the laundromat is a place very important place, because so many people don't have the washing machine and go every week and they spend 2 hours. 1 hour for the washing, 1 hour for the drying, and they come with the kids. And suddenly the Ideas Box became the place of meeting for the people who are going to the laundromat. And one woman would come back even if she has no more laundry, because she said, when I go to the park, my kids fight. I have to make attention to everything they do. When I bring them to the Ideas Box, I have me time. So that's the first story. So now we have developed activities in laundromats. Second story. After the peace signed in Colombia between President Santos and the FARC, through the Gates Foundation, the government of President Santos ordered the first civil service operation was to purchase 20 Ideas Box and make them the center of the life of 20 villages to bring peace in the villages that were the places of fight and of war. And let me tell you a story. In Jordan, when I visited the refugee camps where we have a box for the Syrian refugee, the head of the camps told me, in the first camp, I didn't have a space for culture. And after the refugee became better physically, recovered physically, they fight, some fight. So in the second camp we built, I put the cultural center in the middle of the camp and the ideas box in the middle, and then it brings peace. So culture and access to books brings also peace. Instead of putting your money in security forces, in whatever, if you put the money in books and in culture, not only in educate, but it appeases, it brings peace. And the last project I want to mention, which is very moving. So when you had the invasion, the aggression of Russia against Ukraine, we immediately sent projects at the border of Ukraine to welcome especially the women who have been aggressed and raped by Russian troops. And it happened that Mrs. Pramila Patten, who is the Under General Secretary of the UN in charge of fighting sexual violence in context of war, visited the ideas box in Warsaw. And she said, that's not an ideas box, it's a magic box for me. Because you can have a space for the kids, because the mother will doesn't want to take care of herself before the kids are safe. Then you have a space for the healing, for the traumatic dimension of the situation. Then you can have a space for the legal support. And then you can have a space for the projection in the future with housing. So that is, and you can transport the box. So she said, she connected with us in 24 hours, and we signed a contract within 3 months. Can you imagine with the UN? It's extraordinary, the energy Pramila Patten delivered, and now we are cooperating in Afghanistan, in Republic of Congo, but in Ukraine, and in places, for example, Afghanistan, we have an ideas box for women, which we succeed. I don't want to give the details, so the impact. We have data that show we increase many things of 25, 30%, etc. But I wanted to give you these examples that are really concrete of how we started from a refugee camps and now we are expanding extraordinary type of projects in many different contexts.
Thank you, Patrick. So this... The Ideas Box is traveling and it is bringing peace to many parts of the world. Philip, did you anticipate this when you designed it?
No and yes. No, because nobody can understand, can anticipate this success. Yes, because education, intelligence is the secret of everything. It's a magic key of everything. Peace is created by intelligence. Peace is a contrary of animality and war and things like that. That's why no question on that.
So, on a more general level, why do you think users pick up your creations?
What?
Why do you think users use your creations?
Oh, but that is very easy. You see, there is handles here. Like that, they can take it. After there is wheels, they can push it. After there is drawers. It's just easy, it's evident. It's evident, it's a minimum to bring intelligence. There is nothing which is useless. Just the minimum. Exactly. It's pure intelligence, and all that is in this.
No. Because I mean, him and his team did, because there is no space lost, everything is used, and it has sometimes a double or triple impact or use, and it's a magic. I mean, the magic box is it's a great new name that Pramila Patton gave.
So the mission of the Ideas Box and the mission of See Beyond, because this is the first See Beyond Ideas Box, are somehow the same. So spreading knowledge, giving knowledge to people. And they have converged in this project to serve a common objective. How was this idea born? How did you work to create this Ideas Box?
This idea was born from people I want to thank. Lorenzo Bertelli from Prada, who is the head of the corporate social responsibility. Marta Monaco, who is the director of financial and corporate communication. And Francesca Santoro from IOC in UNESCO. And I want to thank them because they connected with us and we worked together with the support of Philippe to create this new project we are extremely proud of and grateful because we are very active by other tools. We try to be very active on the issue of the future of the planet. And of course, but we cannot work without partnership and we cannot work without knowledge we don't have in ocean literacy. And the fact that the Ideas Box can have a new content within a new project that will serve this fundamental purpose, as the ocean is the source of life. And if it's not preserved, and so to preserve it, you need to teach, you need to inform, you need to make kids aware, and so it's urgent. And we have a first project. It's going to be going to Naples, and then I hope it. And then we are going to have the content in this Ideas Box all over the world that are shown on the screen. So we are already, thanks to this partnership, these partners, we are already making this project a big project for our organization, but we want to do more. I hope it's only the beginning.
Thank you.
Yes.
So before we go to your questions from the people that are listening, there is just one that I want to ask Philip. Because you said that as we come from bacteria, we are mutants in a recent TED Talk. Kids should learn how to be good mutants, educated to be mutants. What do you mean when you say this?
But first, we have to understand the luck we have. I'm sorry to repeat that, but it's just vital to understand that. We born like very stupid amebia some million years ago. There was, at this time, smart amebia. There was stupid amebia. We were stupid amebia. After we was fish, frog, monkey, super monkey, what we are today, we are almost at the half of the story until the sun will implode and this world will explode. It's an incredible, beautiful movie. It's the only movie we can read, the only book, the movie we can see. It's astonishing. And each of us have to understand that it's called evolution. We are the only animal species who have taken the control of the speed and quality of evolution. Our evolution is like that. It's astonishing. That's why, for me, there is the useful people, the people who make something, would contribute to evolution, and the useless people, the people who contribute, who don't contribute, I'm sorry, to evolution. Definitively, action like that contribute because it's intelligence. Intelligence creates intelligence, which create intelligence, which create intelligence. And the cream of human intelligence is creativity, which create creativity, which create creativity. That's why it's a permanent work on anything. That's why everybody have to do it. It's a duty, it's a beauty, and it's fun.
Thank you. So now we should have some time for questions. If you have any questions for Philip and for Patrick.
Yes, you have questions, yes.
They might have.
Ladies first.
Yes, please. Should I?
First of all, thank you for this incredible project and for explaining everything. I have a question for Philippe. How do you incorporate sustainability in your work and make better choices around materials and around how you produce different projects?
But first, it's not a choice. It's a priority. It's urgent. It's violent. We have to do it or we die. Before, I am in this since by luck, not by intelligence, by luck, since now more than 50 years, because I'm very old. That's why there is no question. And I have worked in creativity, but I have worked all my life to push industry in some direction with a strategy a little pervert. Because for some people, ecology, it's nature. That means ecology is wood, leather, and things like that. I refuse this idea. Because ecology is not cutting trees, and it's not killing animals. And also, something is beautiful, it's to use the materials invented by the human genius. That's why I have pushed since ever all the organic plastics, the organic I don't know what, And it was very, very difficult. No, I'm sorry, it was impossible. After difficult, and we can say we see the end of the tunnel now. That means today we can say that 80% of my product, we can say that 80% of the production can be really, seriously, not greenwashing, ecological. In the next 3 years, that will be 100%. It's done. It's done. That's why we use it, normal.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Very inspiring, and I hope it grows. Speaking of growing, so, I mean, thinking of refugee camps that have hundreds of thousands of people there, how do you actually scale this kind of like initiative, and like who's either funding this, who's operating this? I mean, now that it becomes more successful.
Thanks you for your question. So we never keep the property of a box. We find partners, local partners, or international for example, organizations who have local activities. We create content adapted to the public who will use, and we work with the public. So there is, in a Ideas Box project, there is months of preparation, of meetings, of creation of content, and then training of the organization who will manage the box. And so then we keep the connection, but it is working that way, that there is, every project is different. Sometimes when we did Colombia, we had 20 boxes, so it was the same project for but it's very rare. We have some time, and we are not, we wish to have a project with 20 or 100 or 1,000, but we also work for every individual project with professionalism, and we are working now in 30 different languages, local languages of Africa, etc. So it's every project is different. It's a fascinating. It's why also it's fascinating because it's make the team completely change. And for example, we have a project about environment. We have project about against unemployment of the youth. We had the first project we had in Italy was for the was in Sicilia for the refugees. And what was interesting, let me tell you a story, that we had put some content, so we work foreign people, the language of the people who arrive, and they say, we want more Italian, we want to learn Italian. So we had to adapt. Once they were welcome in the ideas box, we had to change the content because they were asking to learn as most rapidly as possible Italian.
And like Patrick said, we speak 30 languages, but like you can check now, we don't speak English.
Maybe we have time for one last question? Or, okay.
Thank you both for the presentation. I have two tiny questions, one for each. So as an architect, who is working in ocean literacy, I always wonder, what can I do to help in the ocean literacy realm? And I think this is a great answer. My question to Philip, does the design evolve according to the different locations that you are going to? Like, are the boxes changing? Do you adapt them based on the location? Or is it just like a fixed design that you will use forever?
Globally, at 80%, it's the same design because we have studied very well shock-proof, waterproof, a lot of parameters like that, it's done. After, there is perhaps some adjustment for a special thing, but clearly it's the same product because this simple box looks stupid. They are not hyper smart, but they work. And to have something which works without a lot of people around and which work anywhere in the world, it's not so easy. Just reliability, we can say that.
Okay, thank you. And a question to Patrick. I wanted just a very quick, like a step-by-step, how do you actually reach the location? And I saw that you have Lebanon in one of the locations. Like, what was the step from point A to point Z to actually get there? How do you reach the actual, how do you select the location? How do you select the community? How do you reach out? Where do you get the funding? So very quickly, like, step-by-step example.
Thank you for your question, but I want to add something to what Philippe said. He says, yes, so we have changed, for example, the wheels. They were smaller. We have made some small changes that are improving the box. But he is too modest because it is the box that changed everything. You remember there was a program called One Computer Per Kid. So they will send the computers and then the wind will bring sand, or the water will come on the computer, and after 2 weeks, the computer were dead. As in the ideas box, we have been 10 years in the first everything works, because the box is protecting the content from the sand, from the water, from the sun, and that is really magic, and that is what is important. I always say, because the content, you have technology, I always say the most important in the ideas box, it's the box. So that's then Lebanon. So there are Syrian refugees in Lebanon. It's an extraordinary burden from Lebanon. And here so when we are contacted by, for example, Danish Development Council, who says, we want to have a project. Okay, we say, okay, we work with you. But we are also willing not to create tension between the Lebanese and the Syrian refugees. Because if the local population see that you do only good things for the refugees, what about us? So we always double we always say, if we do a project for the refugees, we will do something from the poor local population who also have many needs. So that is, I mean, then we work with a team of teachers to select the books, the content, etc. Then we buy the content, then we transport it by boat, etc. So I don't know if you want to know more, but it's always, you have always to be, and then we, as I said, once we have trained the people, they are managing the box by themselves.
So the ideas box will be open for a workshop in the afternoon, so it can be explored, it can be seen what's inside. Although the box is the best part,
extraordinary
as you say.
books. I really encourage you to come and look at these incredible books I've just looked at about the ocean. It will be incredibly attractive for the kids and for.
Bring your ideas because we shall check you are no more than 12 years old. Please.
So I want to thank you, Patrick. I want to thank you, Philip. Please, just a big applause for them.
Thank you.
We should have a video of the first ever ideas box that was ever installed.
C'est très émouvant de se retrouver ici dans la toute première Ideas Box, en fait, une de nos bibliothèques innovantes et modulables. Cette première Ideas Box a été installée en février 2014, ici, au Burundi, dans la province de Ngozi, dans le camp de réfugiés congolais de Musasa. Aujourd'hui, il y a plus de 100 Ideas Box dans le monde, et celle-là, c'est la première.
Le camp a ouvert en 2007, les enfants qui ont 10 ans et qui n'ont jamais vu quelque chose. Pour eux, l'accès à la culture, c'est ça, c'est la Xbox, ils n'ont pas d'autre repère.
Le principe de l'Ideas Box, c'est vraiment d'être une médiathèque. Dans une des 4 boîtes, on trouve effectivement des livres physiques, mais on trouve également des jeux, on trouve également des ordinateurs, des caméras. L'idée, c'est toujours pareil, à partir d'objets, en fait, de favoriser le partage, de favoriser l'apprentissage, l'information.
Qu'est-ce qu'ils faisaient les enfants quand il n'y avait pas cette Ideas Box? Rien. On oublie toujours que dans le camp de réfugiés, l'une des grandes problématiques, c'est le temps. C'est le temps qu'on passe à ne rien faire. C'est l'insupportable temps qui passe.
On s'est rendu compte que ça correspondait vraiment aux besoins des réfugiés. D'ailleurs, on le voit, la box déployée au milieu, au centre du camp. C'est un passage obligé et les enfants sortent de l'école en courant pour être les premiers à rentrer parce qu'ils savent qu'il n'y a pas assez de place. Et encore aujourd'hui, c'est encore après. Et on le voit, ici, aujourd'hui, tu as 500, 600, 700 personnes qui viennent par jour. À la box est ouverte 5 heures par jour. Et c'est incroyable.
Moi, ce qui m'a frappé, c'est un puissance 4. Il est complètement cassé, mais on l'a réparé. Et ça, je trouve que c'est une très belle image de cette Ideas Box qui a 6 ans, parce que ça montre l'attachement qu'ont les bénéficiaires et les médiateurs, et puis tout le camp de réfugiés d'ailleurs, pour protéger cet espace, pour protéger ce lieu de vie et de partage. On répare, et on fait en sorte que ça fonctionne. Et ça marche.
Moi, ce que j'aimerais vraiment, c'est de faire connaître l'Ideas Box, Bibliothèque sans frontières, comme un outil essentiel, reconnu, légitime de réponse humanitaire.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you very much.
Darling. The best.
Well, that was amazing. Thank you so much. I think this is a great opportunity to bring ocean knowledge everywhere, where it's most needed, probably. So I'm really glad now to be able to give the floor to Aurore Assot, who is the Counselor for Ocean Protection and Marine Protected Area of the city of Nice. And I would also like to call Massimiliano De Martin, who is the Counselor for the Environment of the city of Venice, so that he can give you, like, symbolically, the Venice Declaration.
Do we read it? No, no.
So thank you so much for being here. I know you had a complicated trip, but we're really glad because we want to, go from here to Venice, from Venice to Nice for the next UN Ocean Conference that you are hosting. And so please share with the delegates your views.
And hello to all of you. It's a great honor for me to be in Venezia today for the Ocean Literacy World Conference, representing Christian Estrosi, the Mayor of Nice, President of Nice Côte d'Azur Metropolis, and Vice President of the French South Region, Provence-Alpes-Côte d'Azur. I'm here while my colleagues of the municipality are in Costa Rica discussing the preparation of the Ocean Rise and Resilience Coalition Congress. That, as you know, in 1 year, the President Emmanuel Macron asked Christian Estrosi and all the municipality of Nice to prepare this Congress, because we all believe that municipalities, coastal municipalities, have a key role to play, especially for ocean literacy. I'm convinced of that, because it's a bottom-up, level. We are in contact with citizens living by the sea, and we can do something in municipality on the ground. So it's a very important mission that we have, and we are working on it. And Venezia Declaration is a big step, I do think, for the Ocean Decade, UNESCO Ocean Decade. And I think that I'm positive and think that we are progressing. We are progressing from 2002, from the birth of this thinking path of ocean literacy. And more than 20 years after, things happened, and we are progressing. And it's a full global vision, systematic vision, that is very important to be an engine. And myself, I can witness ocean literacy. I'm a full ocean literate citizen and freediver, by the way, because I'm working for the municipality to create an MPA, and we are fully following ocean literacy principle, the 7 principle. And you know them, so I will not tell about them, but what is the most important is consultation of the public, all level. And so we created, of course, a scientific committee, and some people are working in common with the UNESCO. And also, in the same way, we are consulting all the people working with the sea and all the citizens, because to create an MPA, it cannot be done. It has to be involving people and in all parts. And this is what I do think that the Declaration of Venice is a big step, because it's gathering people, and it's also a step for the 3rd United Nations Ocean Conference, because from New York to Lisbon to Nice, we are more and more ocean literate people. So I'm glad to be here to represent Nice, and you can count on me to advocate for ocean literacy, preparing the UNOC 3 and creating with all my team the MPA of Nice in our coastal town of 3 345,000 people. It's a big town, it's a big challenge, but with ocean literacy vision, systematic one, it's possible.
Thank you so much. So you see, the Venice Declaration is already going to Nice. Thank you so much. And I think, Antonio, I will give back the floor to you.
Very quickly, because we have a next conversation planned that is called Education for Ocean Conservation and Ocean Literacy, during which we will continue discovering Sea Beyond, that is a project by Prada Group, together with the Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission. And we'll talk about it with the Sea Beyonders, that are the very beautiful people that are ambassadors of the program. But before that, we have a video presenting it, so we can watch that and then go on. So Sea Beyond has reached already more than 35,000 students all over the world, and the aim of the program is educating these young people about the ocean, but not only, because there is funding for research, and then there is communicating science among the aims of the program, but in particular, it is really about making people know about it. So today we have the Sea Beyonders on stage, and I want to call here Elisabetta Zavoli. Ciao Elisabetta. She is a visual storyteller, National Geographic explorer. We also have Carmelo Isgro. He's a marine biologist, director of the MUMA, Sea Museum in Milazzo. Sicily, of course. Then Valentina Gottlieb. Valentina is communicator of the ocean, actress, and entrepreneur. We also have Maya Gabeira. Ciao Maya. Maya is marine biologist and National Geographic, sorry, surfer and activist. Sorry, surfer. I'm sorry. I was talking about Giovanni Chimienti. And last but not least, Titouan Bernicot is founder and CEO of Coral Gardeners and National Geographic Explorer. So thank you all to be here, first of all, as the mics.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So I want to start with you, Elisabetta, because today we are in Venice. That is a city that has a very special relationship with the sea. It's a bliss, but it can also become something to deal with, and sometimes it is difficult to gauge all the aspects. And you have explored an issue about Venice, about the Venice Lagoon, that are invasive species, and especially the blue crab. So I want to ask you really what you discovered and what we can do about this very problem.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Antonio. Thank you all for being here and listening to us. The Atlantic blue crabs invaded all this area, and it had a boom last year in 2023. Alien species invasion, it's a biological pollution issue that has been enormously underestimated. Each year, the global cost of alien species is of $430 billion US. And as of 2023, Italy already hosted 3,363 alien species arrived with goods and means of transportation. Alien species are already reaching all biome and region of the Earth, affecting and posing threats to indigenous ecosystems and local economies. Science is clear. It is impossible to eradicate an alien species invasive alien species from an ecosystem. So what we can do to solve this situation? First of all is mitigation. So we should try the best as we can to limit the spreading and transportation of alien species, of species in general, all over the world. And as regards the marine alien species pollution, which is actually the case of the Atlantic blue crabs in the Venice Lagoon, they are carried more frequently through ballast water of cargo ships. The ballast water is the water carried in the ship's hull that is needed to balance the ship's load. And when...
Sorry, a little interruption. We're having...
No problem.
I was told you all wanted to stand.
Yeah.
Is that...
Okay. For me, it's okay.
I have 3 spine surgeries. I'd rather sit.
Okay. Okay, so thank you. And when a ship arrives at a port of destination, the ballast water is simply emptied in the receiving sea, introducing in this receiving sea all the uninvited guests, let's say larvae, algae, bacteria, eggs, or small crustaceans. This is the way they arrive. And, but we have a regulatory instrument that can help monitor and manage the ballast water, which is the Ballast Water Management Convention, a 2004 international treaty that has been ratified in 2017. Italy has signed the Ballast Water Management Convention at the end of December 2023. So since now on, all Italian ship owners should comply with the regulation of the convention and install ballast water treatment systems on all fleet's vessels.
So, Elisabetta, I want to ask you, because one might think that the invasive species problem is related to global warming, but it's more about something else, maybe, or not.
Yeah, alien species invasion and the global warming are man-made issues. They are related together, but the alien species spreading is caused by the transportation and the movement of goods and means of transportation. The relationship with the global warming is that for some species in some ecosystem, the global warming is improving the fitness of these species in the ecosystem. And this is the case of the Atlantic blue crabs, which is a species that in seas with a temperature below 10 degrees stops its metabolism. But with the rising of sea temperatures, especially in the Mediterranean Sea and in the Northern Adriatic Sea, which is a shallow water sea, the days in a year in which temperature is below 10 degrees are fewer and fewer every year. So this species is helped to survive in this ecosystem by the global warming.
Okay, I see. So as the temperatures rise, is there something that we can do to alleviate the problem of invasive species?
Yes, of course, we need to adaptate and to find adaptation strategies to an ecosystem that has already changed, deeply changed. And among the most effective adaptation strategies that I saw during my storytelling project, they are led by extraordinary women. One is starred chef Chiara Pavan of Venice restaurant here on Burano Island. She promotes what she calls an environmental cuisine. That is a more environmental, sustainable nutrition habits based on the use of alien species as sources of proteins. So basically she cooks the alien species that are invading the Venice lagoon, among which the Atlantic blue crabs. And targeting alien species has nutrition for human nutrition instead of overexploited species is also the aim of an all-female Italian startup called Blue It, founded in 2021 by marine biologist Carlotta Santolini, with the goal to produce a new food commodity based on blue crabs. Because the more we eat, the more we can extract from the environment, thus relieving pressure on local ecosystems and as well as helping the local economies. And in this case, human nutrition can be part of the solution rather than being the problem. But we must not forget that it is extremely important to foster the recovery of lagoons ecosystems, which are mostly impacted by human activities, such, for example, overexploitation of resources, pollution, and the effect of global warming. Safeguarding marine biodiversity is the only way we can increase the resilience of these ecosystems towards future invasions from alien species. And I understand that this issue is really complex and merged together economic and ecological topics. And under this complex frame, I think that ocean literacy plays a pivotal role because we need decision makers today that be formed and thoroughly informed on ocean issues. Because the decisions we make today or we don't make today will affect for sure the decision of making, the power of making decision in the future generation, for the future generations.
Thank you very much, Elisabetta.
Thank you, Antonio.
So, I think it's really interesting the part where you say that sometimes we need to find the good part about a bad situation. And that's why I want to go to Carmelo here, because this is also what you did. You were in Sicily and you found this sperm whale.
Yeah.
The animal was in a terrible condition. I don't want to say what you'll tell us, but what happened then?
Yes, when we saw for the first time the sperm whale Siso, you see the picture in the Orient Island. He is still alive, with a illegal fishing net entangled in his tail, and we hope that he can be alive, but he died. And the flow, with the flow come in my city, wash up in Milazzo, in the north coast of Sicily. And then when I arrived there, was died. But I look in the glassy eyes. Next picture, you can see the eyes of the sperm whale, and he spoke to me here. I was there in front of the sperm whale, and he was died, but he spoke to me. He told me, please help me to the people has to know how I died, and to avoid that other sperm whale can die at the same ways. And so I decided to go in the water and for collecting the skeleton, and I stripped more than 10 tons of meat.
By yourself?
By myself, yes, in 15 days. And the smell, it wasn't so good. So you can after 5 years...
Almost gone.
Yeah. No, I'm joking, but it was very impressive because to be in front of this big sperm whale was so fascinating, but it was died due an illegal fishing net due the man. And so I said, sorry, sperm whale. And I went in the water. I collected the skeleton, the bones. But when I opened the stomach, I found a lot of plastic. Mm-hmm. And you saw in the picture, you can see in the picture. And so I decided to reconstruction the skeleton inside the most important monument of my city, the Castle of Milazzo, an ancient castle, 1,000 years old, and in an ancient church, the first church of Milazzo, the consecrated church. And so inside this museum, I reconstructed the skeleton with the plastic in the stomach and the legal fishing net in the tail. In this way, to remember the people, the children, how the sea is beautiful, but how it's important to protect the sea. And
so when you started talking about the sperm whale, you called them Siso. Why do you call them that?
So a children one time told me, why, how you know that the name was Siso? Who told you that the name was Siso? So I said, it's true, it's true. I know that the name Siso because the day after the recovery of the bones, one of my best friends who helped me to bring the bones to the boat died in an accident with the scooter. And so I decided to give the nickname of Francesco Becet, my friend, it was Siso the nickname, to the sperm whale to link the story. And so the difficult part of the story is that I like the Lego, I don't know. Lego, since I was a child, but a Lego of 10 meters long and more than 500 pieces, it's not easy to build together, but you can see I did it.
So thanks to you, CISO is alive again.
Yeah, CISO is alive again. I always say that the museum is not a museum of dead, but museum of life. And so this is possible through the art, because every day a lot of artists, musicians come to the museum to explain the story of CISO, but through the technology too. For example, with the project Lex Digitize MUMA of IOC, UNESCO, and Prada, we digitalize the museum, and we can see the museum all around the world with the smartphone or with the Oculus, and with the augmented reality, we can see the sperm whale above the children, live again, moving, speaking with the click. That is the speak of the sperm whale. And for us it's very, very, very important, because when the children come inside, cry just for 1 minute, because they say, oh, it's so sad, the story of CISO, but then they are so happy to spread the word, to say that CISO is alive again.
It's beautiful. Thank you. So everyone can do this augmented reality experience, or is it just in the museum?
No, everywhere. Okay. You can do this experience. You have to go to the website of the museum, mumamilazzo.com, and you can try here too. In the school, yeah, we do with our volunteers. In the school, it is augmented reality, virtual reality, but we think that so yes, the technology is fantastic, but we act in the sea to removing the illegal fishing net who died CISO. This is very important for us.
And the situation has gotten better, you said.
Yeah, before CISO. Every year, more than 3-4 sperm whales died due to illegal fishing net. After CISO, it's 7 years now. Only 1 sperm whale was entangled, 2 sperm whales, sorry. Furia, I remember Furia, it was so big, 20 meters long. And only 2, but we went there and we make 3. And so alive in the real life, not in the sky, they alive. And so for this, we say always that CISO is alive again, because thanks CISO, a lot of people help us to protect the sea.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, Carmelo, you said you have many kids coming to your museum. Do you think there is some, like, what is their perspective? What strikes you the most? What is the most interesting thing to you that maybe they say to you?
So the children, no, it's interesting not what the children says, but the mother, the father, who say, Carmelo, I hate you because Sunday when I am at home, I want to eat in the plastic, with the plastic things. My baby say, no, you can use the plastic, you have to use the glass, not, so for us it's very important this, because is the children the real future of the world, and so it's very important for us this.
Valentina, you also gained a new perspective by having to do with kids and ocean literacy.
Yeah, that's true. Hello everyone, and thank you for your question. I'm really honored of sharing the stage or the ideas boxes in this case with these amazing people who really turn ocean literacy into action. I've been at the MoMA Museum, and I think it's an experience that we should all do, and so I suggest you to go join Carmelo in Milazzo.
Tweet arancino.
Tweet arancino, of course, as well. So this said, yes, actually as Sea Beyonder, I had the occasion to cross my path with very young students and kids, and I can say it's been an extremely inspiring and powerful experience. You know, at one point of my life and of my career, which is in the entertainment business, so as actress, presenter, creative director, at one point I just realized I had an audience, I had a public, which was getting wider and which was very young. So I had a public to address and to talk to. So, and that's when actually Sea Beyond came in, and this amazing occasion came in, and my passion for, and my connection with nature and the ocean came in as well. So what I did is that I specifically chose to, you know, dedicate my visibility as a public figure in Italy to amplify and to spread the ocean literacy contents and a project like Sea Beyond. So that's what I did. And I did it through, in these last years, through different projects. So I had the honor and the task of being in the jury of the second edition of the Sea Beyond educational module, which this year and in this edition reached more than 34,000 kids all over the world in 56 countries in 180 something schools. So it's really becoming something huge, and it's a perfect example of ocean literacy turned into action. So that was an amazing experience. Maybe I'll tell you
So Valentina,
yeah.
I wanna, because you saw many works,
yes,
by the kids. So how did you decide which one was the best for you? What was the idea behind it? What struck you in it?
You know, that has been a very hard task, because we've seen different approaches, but they all had something in common. They were very realistic. I mean, they were turning really ideas into action. So we kept on reading about kids that maybe with the help of some adults, of course, and teachers, but they were realizing something that was very tangible. So that was really hard, actually. So, but yeah, in the end, we finally made a decision, and I think we all agreed about this project. I don't know if I have the time to tell you something about them. Well, the winners of the second edition were these guys, Peruvian guys. I remember that specific moment. We were at the Students' Awards ceremony in Lisbon, and it was very touching because, you know, these guys presented their idea, and actually their realization of their idea of making a silent auction. They made a silent auction, yeah, in their school, and with the proceeds of the auction, and when they basically, with the fundings, they developed different initiatives related to ocean literacy awareness, you know, in the territory. And not only with the prize of the winning, they actually founded and launched their own NGO, which is called Oceanica, and which is still running. So you see these guys of secondary school running an NGO and creating it, and, you know, spreading ocean literacy in the schools, in the Peruvian schools. So it was really tangible, and we had the opportunity to meet them in Lisbon. So these really young guys came on stage. I don't know how to explain it. They were so confident and very aware of the fact that they were speaking about their ocean, about their future. So they had very clear ideas in mind. They were eager to participate, you know, to join the table of decision making. And we were all very moved. We all Sea Beyonders and the Prada Group people, UNESCO people. I think that the common thought was, okay, maybe we are on the right track. Like, we are really turning ocean literacy into action. Actually, they are. So.
And last time we spoke, you said something that I thought was very interesting, because you said that kids these days, thanks to ocean literacy, thanks to projects like Sea Beyond, have developed a social maturity that maybe people, older people sometimes don't have, albeit being older.
Yeah, I said it. I strongly believe it. I'm a strong believer in young people and in this new generation that was, by all means, born into an already endangered world. They were born with this awareness. In a way, we had to learn it, and maybe we are still learning it, and learning learning the extent of the damage that was done by humans on our planet. But yeah, it's not just about knowledge, actually, of being aware. What I see in kids is always the fact that they're eager of knowing more, and especially they are passionate. They are very, into the topic. They're very involved. That's the word. Yeah, and as you said, and as I like to name it, with a sort of social maturity that I think it's there, but that needs to be grasped and channeled and educated. So it's so important to give these kids and this new generation the means and the knowledge to then be able to do their part and to be the people that will take decisions, because they're ready to do it. They're really there to do it, eager to do so.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Maya, you are okay. So you're also when we spoke, you said before, for me, the ocean was just waves, and now it's become my life. And I know you're writing a book for young people to explain this and to educate them about the ocean. So first of all, how did the ocean become your life?
Hi, everyone. Let me go a little bit off script here, because I feel like I have to. This is what I do for a living. I'm a surfer. And I wrote my second picture book. It's coming out in August, and I hopefully will have the pleasure to read it later today for kids for the first time. And the irony here is that 3 days ago, I completely lost my voice, and it's coming back slowly, so sorry. And the book, the ending message is that a shark comes up to little Maya and explains to her how the ocean doesn't have a voice, and it needs Maya's voice and the community's voice to fight for them, because their habitat is being destructed, and the life is going to be gone soon from under the deep sea. And here I am. I was pretty much on mute for 2 days, experiencing the life of people that can't ask for help. And hopefully today I can speak a little better. And that's the irony. But yeah, I'm a surfer. I fell in love with surfing when I was around 13. My family didn't really know much about the ocean, so it was kind of a solo adventure. And I saw the transformation of the ocean and what we humans were doing to it throughout the 20 years that I've been a lot of time spending in the ocean, traveling the whole world. And it was probably around, I was engaged with some ambassadorship role of Oceana and organizations and trying to use my voice. But honestly, it was only around 2020 when I peaked in my sport and I got my second world record that I felt like it didn't make much sense anymore to be a top athlete if I didn't put as much time into ocean conservation and causes that I really believed in as well. And it can be quite challenging, and I hope that through doing it and trying to balance those two things, being a top athlete, but also working for humanity and the world and the ocean, society, shows more people that you can do both. You can be, kind of selfish and have like really big goals in life, but then, it doesn't really make sense that much if you don't have another part of your time that you're dedicating to fix all of this that we have destroyed. And so that's, I guess, the reason I'm here and writing books for children and working with UNESCO. I'm so proud of all of what they do, and especially the Ocean Literacy Department, Francesca and her team. I mean, this is amazing to watch the growth of the department and the work that you have done and what you're accomplishing today, but I know what you will accomplish in the coming years with your work and working as a board, being a member of the board of directors in Oceana, working on policy making, policy blocking, policy changing, and all of that stuff. Yeah, it's really inspiring, and I think, just surfing wouldn't really do for me anymore. If down the line I'd go to the ocean and have to put the plastic, to the side every time I paddle, I would feel like a failure. So that's a summary.
You were hypnotizing the people.
I'm sure it's my shitty voice.
So, and how does this experience come into the book, if it does?
Yeah, it does, totally. It was, the first book was called Maya and the Beast, and it was more about little Maya falling in love with this beast of a wave in Nazareth and how like my life developed in that. And the second book that's coming out is called Maya Makes Waves. And I digged into like some life experiences I had in the ocean, like seeing a turtle when I was completely stressed and overwhelmed with gigantic waves around me and having it calm me. Being hypnotized with how dolphins surfed way better than me in Africa, and how, the school of fishes, like how they swam in harmony, but it made sense because they were protecting each other, and how in numbers they felt more powerful. So I tried to bring like those lessons, and honestly I didn't unfortunately study that much. I didn't go to university. I didn't have the time, and I decided to be too much in the water. And but I did learn a lot through the ocean. The ocean has taught me, first resilience and recovery, and I've been using that with my voice, and so many other things that I tried to put in the book. And then, of course, in the end of the book, it comes back to, what Maya, as an adult, but she's a child in the book, how she understands that she has to do something about what she sees, and she has to do something about all that beauty that she had experienced in the ocean. And so that's why she brings her knowledge and her voice into the community and engages with then what we have to do in society, and talking to politicians, which can be hard, but we do it, and do the work that we not necessarily absolutely love, but it's part of the game, and yeah. Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you, Maya. I think the voice can rest for a little while as I go to
Thank you.
to Giovanni. So Giovanni, as Maya said, sometimes you see something and you experience it in a different way, and you find out that you'd like to do something about it. And this is more or less what happened to you. So you were studying sharks, and then, but now you're into corals. So how did that happen?
Well, I still love sharks, but as a young marine biologist, as every young marine biologist, I wanted to study sharks and whales and dolphins, of course. And I was always fascinated by the deep sea, so the unseen depth, the really deep environments on our planet. And so I started, for my bachelor thesis in marine biology, I started studying deep sea sharks. And the cheapest way to study deep sea sharks is going on board troll fishing vessels, because they go fishing really deep, searching for red shrimps in the Mediterranean, and they collect, unfortunately, a huge amount of bycatch. So all different animals that get killed, and they have no commercial value, and among these there are sharks. And so that was my easy, cheap way to get access to deep sea sharks for my studies. And during one of those troll surveys, one of the fishermen just came to me saying, hey, we collected this tree, we don't know what it is. And actually it was a coral. It was a deep sea black coral, which are animals that live pretty much all over the world, and we have also them in the Mediterranean Sea. And the fact that these black corals can grow really big, this guy was higher than 2 meters, so actually taller than me. And so I started studying it, and I collected some samples. Actually, the black skeleton you see here, it's exactly the first coral, the first black coral I worked on. And I realized this coral was almost 1,200 years old, and it was alive. So that was actually the moment I realized I should do something about this, because these animals can really live so long, they grow so slow, they are so important because they create habitats, but at the same time they're so fragile, because in 5 minutes of fishing action, we destroyed a life that will take thousands of years to come back. So that was the moment I said, I should do something about it, because these corals, again, they are so strong. If you imagine that corals live on this planet since before dinosaurs, so they've been through several mass extinctions, they were doing just fine. And now in 200 years, which is pretty much a blink of an eye in natural history, is nothing, they are dying all over the world due to our actions. So it's really that they are so important, but at the same time so fragile. That's why I'm searching these specific corals, which are particularly difficult to find. We're used to the tropical corals, which are really great, and the coral reef, and Tituan will talk about it in a while. But in the Mediterranean, all over the world, but in the Mediterranean too, corals live much more in depth, where the light is almost absent, the water is cold, the pressure is really high, but life can be incredibly lush. And here you can see an example, because these black corals, which when they are healthy, they are white, and this can be confusing, but the white
a little bit
trees that you see in the pictures are Mediterranean black corals. During such a long life, because they live for thousands of years, they basically eat and breathe, which sounds like a good life. But by doing so, they grow, and they can grow one close to the other and create what you see here, which is a black coral forest. And this forest, like forests on land, like woodland forest on the land, they are very important ecosystem for the health of our ocean. We start studying these places right now, but we realize these are one of the beating hearts of our ocean. So if we keep these places healthy, we will have an healthy ocean, and then we will benefit from that too. And so my main goal is to find the last living black coral forests to protect them, because we want to protect the 30% of the ocean within 2030, but we need to be smart on that. We cannot protect random places. We need to be strategic. We need to protect specific places which are really important from a conservation point of view, and this is one of them. In the Mediterranean, we have more than 20 species of corals, 26 actually, but unfortunately, they live only very deep.
So, I'm curious how, you said corals can tell us about the health of the ocean, the health of our planet. How can they do that? What can we understand from corals about the health of the ocean?
Well, for us, they are sentinels, because they are really sensitive to climate changes, in particular in a temperate ecosystem like the Mediterranean. So they are really sensitive, for example, to the increasing of water temperature. Here you can see the purple gorgonian. If there are some divers, it's probably the best thing you can see underwater in the Mediterranean, this beautiful coral garden with red and purple and yellow, full of life, with many fish, many crustaceans. And these places are in danger right now because due to the increase of water temperature, these coral are stressing, and so they are dying. And by losing this ecosystem, we don't lose just the corals, we lose all the biodiversity associated to it. So they are really an alarming sign for what's going on in the depth of our ocean. Unfortunately, it's difficult to study these places because they are deep, they always live in very strong currents, but at the same time, this is the great of the challenge. And in my experience, I experienced the frustration between science and conservation, because the path is exploration, discovery, science, and then conservation. And there was always a missing gap. So when you find something really beautiful, really worthy for conservation, then you struggle to get it protected appropriately. And this was my mistake, because there was a missing step, which is ocean literacy. Between science and conservation, we need to communicate these results, we need to engage the public, we need to make people know. And in this, I really benefit from the collaboration with UNESCO and the Prada Group within Sea Beyond, because they helped me a lot to do ocean literacy and to talk about my discoveries. Here you can see what's going on. This is the same coral colony in 2015 and 2020. And it's going from a red, bright, happy coral to a dead coral. And so we are changing in some areas from healthy coral ecosystem to destroyed, bare seabeds. And within Sea Beyond, for example, we are producing now a documentary about my last expedition in the Sicily Channel, which is called Deep White Forest, and this is the story about the discovery of a beautiful, incredible black coral forest in Egadi archipelago, which also is in a really good conservation status, and so this gives us really hope for the future.
Do you know when we will be able to see the documentary?
I hope we will be able to see it very soon. It was presented in some festival. We had the premiere at Egadi Archipelago, and then it was presented at the National Geographic Festival this year, because the project was founded, the research project was funded by the National Geographic Society, and so I hope the film will be freely available soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, Titouan, you do something that is very, very new to me. I didn't know it existed before this, because you spread ocean literacy by building coral gardens. You're a CEO of a company that does this. How did you decide to do it?
Yeah, test. Yeah, hello everyone, super happy to be in Italy. First time for me in Venice, beautiful city, and yeah, I am a gardener, but a gardener in the water. I'm fascinated by black corals, like Giovanni was explaining me his discovery underwater, and I never seen a black coral because it's pretty deep. Me, I work in the shallow, so tropical reef, where water temperature is between 24 to 28.9 degrees Celsius. In normal times, but that's what we are doing. I started planting my first coral when I was 16 years old, and then I fell in love with the process of having those gardens with hundreds, maybe thousands of tiny corals with all the colors of the rainbow, and it's like on land, you know, it's something so tangible. I remember when I planted that first coral, it was on the island where I grew up, Moorea, is the sister island of Tahiti in French Polynesia, and I joined a marine biologist, and I had to fragment my first coral piece. I planted it, and I came a couple months later, and it was twice the size, and you could see already some tiny orange crabs, some little blue damselfish, and I just told myself, this is the coolest thing on earth. You can create new homes, new habitats for the fish, the marine life, and bring new colors to the ocean, and I told myself that this is what I wanted to do in my life. Yeah.
So what's the state of the art now? What have you achieved so far?
So it's a new craft. Huh? We have been planting trees on land since thousands of years, but it's only couple years, couple decades that we are gardening corals. And I just love to be at the coral nursery, you know, in my garden, in my coral garden. You can see some, in the picture, those are corals of Tiaya. This is one of our main sites, coral nursery, and you have those hanging gardens, and you see all the fish coming back. Actually, in this area, in December 2020, we had approximately, on average, 50 fish on the reef. And now, after more than 3-4 years working on that side, we have more than 5,000. So this is a huge way to see that when you're planting resilient, heat-resilient corals, you can really restore the entire ecosystem and create new habitats for the fish. And so I told my buddies, I told my island friends that, guys, we need to get started. You know, we are surfers like Maya, we are just free divers, ocean lovers, and we just saw our playground when I was 16 years old. I went surfing and I looked under my feet, and all the corals, they were white. And so I told my friends that we need to do something to help save our playground. And so we started planting corals, and then I started hiring my childhood friends, surfers, fishermen. They had no opportunity. Me, I dropped out of school when I was 18 years old to start Coral Gardeners. And today we have a full-time team of 70 employees all around the world, and it's really living our dream of working in the lagoon, in the ocean, and gardening hope for the future generations. Yeah.
And can people... Can people come and do this? Do you let people try as well?
I mean, that's the goal. Huh? Who in the room have ever planted corals before? 1, 2, 3, 4? This is cool, but we need way more people. And so, yeah, in the next couple of years, we really want to democratize how people can interact, because when I planted that first coral, the feeling I had was, okay, this is something so tangible, so simple. You can see your impact evolving and growing. And I told myself, this was the missing piece of the puzzle to create that global movement to save the reef. Yeah, we need ocean literacy. We need more education. That's a big problem. Not enough people know about what's going on under the surface. The biggest fire of all time is happening right now. You know, 4 days ago I was still in Tahiti. We were shooting a campaign with the Avatar Princess of Water, Bailey Bass, that was talking yesterday at the UN. And so we are doing a little video on coral bleaching. Because a couple of weeks ago, I woke up one morning, and I went in the water, and all the corals, they were white. Maybe 60 to 70% of our island's reef, it's far from every big city. But all the corals, they were bleached. Because this year, 2024, it's El Nino. And it's the highest recorded temperature of the ocean ever. But there's still hope, because in the coral nursery, you have one neighbor's coral that is bleached, but the next one is not, and is adapting way better. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to collect, we keep a really huge variety of species. So it's not specific species, it's more different genotypes or individuals that are, like us, going to react differently to that stress. And then we try to find those resilient corals, garden them, and plant them back onto the reef. And you can see on the picture that's an Acropora branch type of corals. And after a year, 12 to 18 months, let's say, the coral is ready to be planted back onto damaged reef. And so we have dynamite fishermen in Thailand that we turn into coral gardeners. We have amazing local people in Fiji. Used to be fishermen and surfers, now are gardeners. And that's what we hope we can do all around the world with like-minded people, with the experts, and also the support of the different government, brands, and advocates. Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
So one last thing, you're gathering a lot of data about this. How do you do it? Did you find some technology to gather data about your work?
Yeah, to me, you know, I'm not a scientist. I don't finish really school because I wanted to start before it was too late. And 10 years ago, when I discovered the world of coral reef, I fell in love with the colors, like Giovanni was describing, the patterns, and how important are the reef. You know, I like to say, no reef, no ocean, and no air. We all breathe, like right now, the ocean that connects Venice, it's connecting every part of the world. And we all need the ocean to breathe half of the oxygen. And so when I started the project, I saw that conservation was kind of slow. It was only focusing on volunteering and things, and we still had some of the same challenges as 30 or 40 years ago. So I told my team, guys, we need to find a new approach to things. And I told them about the Silicon Valley in California, where the engineers were so fast for cars, automobiles, space exploration. And I told my island friends, guys, if only we could apply 1% of those breakthroughs and innovation into gardening, corals, ocean conservation, we could really speed up what we're doing. And then my island buddies, they told me, but Tituan, that's my nickname. How will we meet some Silicon Valley engineers? We are in the middle of the South Pacific Ocean in Tahiti. And so 5 years ago, I ended up on a Google Meet with a guy named Dr. Drew Gray. And Drew was the first guy that Elon Musk chose to hire to develop the Tesla self-driving car, the autopilot with AI. And Drew stopped me during the call and he told me, Tituan, this morning is the first day that I'm quitting Tesla and Silicon Valley to realize my childhood dream, saving the ocean with technology, and I have no plan.
Amazing.
And I told him, don't move from the call, we need you. And so we shared the vision, and he said, man, I love the story, I love the ideas, let's make this happen. So 5 years ago, we created the artificial intelligence we can see on the video on the screen. And so we created a labs where we have engineers from SpaceX, Tesla, Google, Microsoft that are coming together to work for the gardeners. It's the only gardeners in the world that have some of the most talented engineers and scientists to develop. And right now we can know, thanks to our reef camera and artificial intelligence, we call it the reef operating system, we can know in real time the number of fish coming back on the areas where we plant the corals. So you can see the surgeonfish, the parrotfish, and all the biodiversity increase over time. And so that's a way for us to measure and quantify the success of our efforts, because that's how we're going to get more and more government and people on board. Yeah.
Incredible. Thank you. Thank you very much, and congratulations. And congratulations to all the Sea Beyonders that have taken part in this little conversation. It was really inspiring, incredible. I've learned so much, and thank you all for listening. I think it's time for lunch now, so we can maybe conclude this. But it's been an amazing journey, so thank you all again.
Thank you.
So glad we
Grazie,
could
ragazzi.
share.
Grazie, davvero. Grazie, è stato proprio... Grazie. Complimenti, davvero. No, di cose, io non ho fatto niente.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks
That was
to you.
nice.
Incredible, incredible.